He's about 6'6", 240 pounds. His name is Anthony AJ Joshua, 10-0 with 10 KOs. He's been pro for a little over a year now. And he's going to be taking on Jason Gavern April the 4th, 2015. I believe it's in the O2. I'm going to be covering that fight. I'm sorry, but when the weigh-in comes, I'll have more information, for Americans who don't know where it's at. And if you like to know that type of stuff, that information. So what we're going to say is this. Jason Gavern. Who is Jason Gavern? Well, we're going to get a little deep, and basically I'm going to try to simplify it at the beginning before I start getting deep. So what I'm going to say is this. In 2014, I believe it was, I forgot when it was. I believe it was on the undercard of Sean Porter versus Kell Brook. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and I covered the fight this here on the channel. Deontay Wilder fought Jason Gavern, and what he did was, he was boxing Jason Gavern instead of going in there trying to knock him out. He was trying to get some rounds under his belt. This was the fight before Deontay Wilder took on Bermane Stiverne. And what did we see? Somewhat of what we saw against Jason Gavern. But what I'm trying to say to you is, to make it simple, is you got 10-0 with 10 KOs, Anthony Joshua taking on Jason Gavern now, in this young part of his career. And that's what we've been talking about that's what I've been talking about when I said he's been taking on all these guys, all 10 opponents, earlier than higher ranked opponents or heavyweights than Anthony Joshua. Meaning he's been taking on these fighters earlier than the bigger name guys are taking them on. So what we're going to look for is this. Listen, I got Anthony Joshua, of course, stopping Jason Gavern. Jason Gavern. We know that Anthony Joshua was injured, and he was supposed to be taking on Kevin Johnson. And what we're seeing right now is it's looking likely, and I don't remember if I heard Eddie Hearn say it's official yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's looking like Kevin Johnson is going to still get another shot at Anthony Joshua in the fight that I'm looking forward to in the end of May the 30th, if I'm correct. Now, Kevin Johnson has never been knocked out before. What we want to see from Anthony Joshua at this point in time in his career, we want to see him go rounds. That's what I want to see. Now, me personally, I'm kind of pissed off because, see, I covered 9 out of his last 10 fights, and I didn't get to cover his last one, and I was kind of pissed because of that, because I want to follow him all the way up, and then in 2016, 2017, I'm going to be like one of the number one, I'll be honest. I'm going to be the number one boxing reporter on YouTube by that time. And then at that point in time, when I go to the fight, I'll be going there to get an exclusive interview. So what I want to do is, even though, me and him don't have a relationship right now, pause, but what I'm saying is that I want to grow with his career, if it makes sense. And I'm a big fan and supporter of what he's doing. And I don't think it's fair right now to say, oh, well, yeah, Anthony Joshua would beat Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua would beat Vladimir Klitschko. Remember, right now, where's he at? He's not a prospect anymore. He's not a contender yet. He's right in there. He's right in the middle of that. So I want to keep him there. Of course, I feel he may beat a lot of these upper level heavyweights. But at the same time, I'm not doing him justice by putting him up. Like, let him come up. Let him get these rounds in his belt. Before we start putting him in there with the big names. By the end of 2015, he should be fighting somebody along the lines of I'm not saying it's going to happen, but should be fighting someone along the lines of a David Price or a Derek Chisora. You see? And then in 2016, because he's on the WBC path right now. I think he's got the WBC Oriental or something like the WBC International title. But basically what that means is he's going after Deontay Wilder's belt. This is the first title he's chasing. So in 2016, he should be getting a shot. Late summer, fall, winter of 2016, he should be getting a world title shot. I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. People keep throwing Joseph Parker name out there too. Let these guys, get where they need to get to first. They're doing good where they're at right now. Let them continue to evolve. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. A little under the weather, yeah. But I will have a more in-depth video for you this Friday. I'll be covering the weigh-in, along with the weigh-in of many other fights, and I'm going to be covering this fight as well. Maybe get some footage. Maybe get somebody out there to cover that event. T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.